I'm Sandy Armenian.
And I'm Cindy Armenian Rice.
Sisters. And welcome to Mezze Moments, where we are going to be sharing with you our absolute favorite Armenian foods, and then we're going to bring you into Cindy's kitchen and show you how you can make them on your own. So fun!
Yeah, because a lot of these foods are so yummy to eat, but they can be a little bit tricky to make. And so we want to show you step by step the method, so it'll be easier for you.
So today, what are we making?
Today we're going to make choreg. And there's some choreg right here. They're traditional Armenian braided breads and rolls, and
so yummy.
So yummy.
So my problem with making choreg is I don't always have the right ingredients.
Mm-hmm. I have to find the butter. I have to measure out the flour.
Make sure I have yeast.
Oh, yeast and rising the yeast. How much water do I put to rise the yeast? And now I have all these utensils and pans to wash.
Yeah. So Cindy has actually created a company called Mediterranean Mezze Kits, where she's putting all the ingredients for foods in one packet and makes it so easy.
Yeah, for example, this is the packet, the kit to make a whole batch of choreg. It makes so about, 1.5 dozen choregs, enough for your whole party or family if you want. And all of the pre-measured ingredients just make it so much easier for you to make.
One thing about going to Mommy's house, Mommy was always cooking, always cooking something. Everything was homemade. And so whenever you'd go to our house, and you would smell choreg in the oven, it would be like, oh,
there's nothing like the smell of fresh bread, right?
Oh.
And actually this bread, choreg, was one of the first foods that I made with my children growing up, and I think you probably did with your kids too, and now my grandchildren, because there's some manipulation of the dough. You have to make it in braids or rolls, and some of my grandkids will make long snakes and initials of their names, and it's really a fun activity to do together.
So, you want to go make it?
Yes, let's get started.
Come along with us.
All right.
Hi guys, welcome back to the kitchen. So here we are, we're going to make one of my mom's most treasured recipes, which was choreg. So you probably don't know this. This was a cookbook that our mom had created. It's called Take More, I Don't Want Any Leftovers, which if you ever went to my mother's house when she was cooking, everybody left with food to take home with them. And so these were all her favorite Armenian recipes, and all of us kids got one of her cookbooks. And here's her recipe for choreg, and it's got a lot of ingredients, and that's why I love what Cindy's done with this mezze kit, is she's taken all the ingredients from this choreg recipe and put it into one kit for you. So that's what we're gonna make.
Yeah, so I actually went by Mommy's recipe, pre-measured all of the ingredients and put them in this kit with these little bags numbered 1, 2, 3, 4. So the first thing and because this was our favorite food growing up, this is the first kit that I started making. Oh. So first step is mixing the yeast with a little warm water, and a little package of yeast comes with the kit. It's labeled number 1. It's the first step.
You want me to mix that?
Yeah, if you can mix that up. And then while Sandy's mixing that up, that needs to set for about 5 minutes to get the yeast going, so it'll help the bread rise.
That's why you mix it with the warm water, right?
Yeah, slightly warm.
What would happen if you ever put it just dry? Do you know?
It'll just take a lot longer to
rise,
activate and rise. And if you put water that's too hot mixing with the yeast, it kills the yeast. So
you want to just do it warm, warm to touch.
So Sadie Mummy, my grandmother, used to say, stick your baby finger in the water, hold it there for 3 seconds. When it just starts to burn your finger, then you know it's the right temperature. If it burns your finger right away, it's too hot and it will kill the yeast. So anyway, it can be lukewarm water. It's fine.
That's good.
So then the next thing, so just let that sit aside, and then you're going to pour 1 cup of lukewarm room temperature water in a bowl. What you need for this kit is you need 2 sticks of butter, okay? Or you can use oil, but butter.
I've never made it with oil.
Me either, but I know some people that do, and they say it comes out great, but
wow.
Yeah. But anyways, we use butter. So this is melted butter, 2 sticks, which is 1 cup. And then you add packet number 2, which is all of the dry ingredients, flour, everything else, including some of the special spices that we need hamamunk.
So hamamunk.
Give it a stir. Yeah.
Hamamunk is ground fennel.
Mm-hmm.
Ground fennel. So it's got a really nice,
It has like a fennelly, licorice,
little
anise type.
But it
smell.
doesn't overpower the chutney.
No. Some people, put like a lot. Some people like a little. I know you have said you like to put cinnamon and sugar in yours.
I do. I put some cinnamon and
That's
sugar.
all right too. So you want to just give this a good stir with a mixing spoon, and when it gets to the part where it's starting to hold itself together, make sure your hands are clean. I just washed my hands, and you're going to knead this for 5 minutes. Do you want to knead it?
No, you can.
Sorry. And kneading is kind of fun. You just gush it.
Okay, that's another one of our
that's
terms.
another
I don't
word.
think that's a regular word.
It's not?
I think that's a word that we all know.
Gush?
You gotta gush it with your hands.
Gush it together.
We used to gush a lot of things. In fact, our mom used to like gush her shish kebab. Like anything that she had to mix together with her hands. Like we used our hands for everything growing up.
So when you're gushing this, when you're kneading this dough, basically is what it is. You're kneading it. You want to make sure that all the ingredients are blended. There are all sorts of dry ingredients in there. You want to blend them with the butter. And so you take it, you fold it over, push it down, fold it over again. And when it feels very, very smooth, you want to keep on kneading it with your thumb and your fingers, folding it over. When it feels very smooth, like a baby's bottom, Sadie Mommy would say. Is that
You did not just say that.
I did. Is that
baby's
politically
bottom?
incorrect? That's what she said. When it feels smooth, like a baby's bottom, then it's done. It actually does. Maybe I can't help it. That's what she said.
Like a chubby pudding.
Like a chubby.
Okay,
Yes,
so
a chubby
pudding.
Oh, boy.
Pudding in Armenian means your butt. So there you go.
So that's all right. So this is nice and smooth now. You know it's.
Hold on a second. What I want to know is, why is it so cute for a baby to have a chubby pudding, but it's not so cute for us to have a chubby pudding?
No, that's a good
Like,
point.
when did it stop being cute
Yeah.
for people to have
It's not fair.
chubby?
Not fair at all.
Seriously, you see a little baby who's chubby or a toddler that's chubby going, oh my God, how cute are they? Like, why did that stop being cute? I think we need to bring cute chubby puddings back.
Yeah.
Okay,
That
sorry,
would be nice.
I digress.
So anyway, so now this dough is all well blended. What we're going to do is we're going to cover this with plastic wrap and just let it sit at room temperature for about an hour. And it's going to double in size. So you just want to wash up, do whatever, do the rest of your cooking in your kitchen while you're waiting for this dough to rise.
So another thing that my mother used to do is she would cover the bowl and then she would wrap it in a blanket. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
And put it like in a sunny area.
Yeah, because
So I do that still. I
do
will
you?
wrap mine in a towel, after it's already covered, wrap it in a towel or a blanket just to keep it warm and cozy.
Yeah, you don't have to, but you
No,
can
you
do
don't
it
have
if
to.
you want, just for old time's sake. So we're going to cover this and let it sit for an hour, and when it's risen, we'll come back and show you how to roll out the dough.
Fun. See ya. Hi guys, guess what? We forgot to put the yeast in.
We forgot to put the yeast in and these accidents happen sometimes. So, oh my God. So you're going to pour the yeast, again, my hands are just washed, back into the dough that we just made nice and smooth, and you want to just work the yeast in.
Gush it again.
Not a problem. Once I was at my son's house, I was with my daughter-in-law, and I made choreg, and it didn't come out right, and it was before kids. I was using Mommy's recipe. I forgot to put the eggs. It didn't rise. It came out so flat, and I forgot to put the salt. It came out so tasteless. I'm like, what the heck? And here I was showing off our special recipe, and I forgot half the most important ingredients. But anyways,
How did it come out?
awful. You can't.
So instead of raw eggs, what do you use instead of?
I use pasteurized egg powder.
Oh, cool. That's why what I love about these kits is everything has a long shelf life, right? So if you have a kit and you don't have time to make it right away, it will last because,
Right. You can just let it sit on your, shelf with all of your canned goods and use it when you need it because the ingredients are all non-perishable. So there you go. Now we will let this rise for an hour. Okay, so our dough is risen. It's double in size.
it is risen.
You can make whatever size choregs you like. I usually start on the smaller size.
Do you have some flour, Sin? Because I want to.
Yeah, we actually include a little bag of flour in the kit in case people don't have flour on hand. I can't open.
So what I like to do is I like to put some flour on my hands when I roll the choreg, just because if you like, sometimes if I roll it, it'll just stick to my hands.
I'll put some on your
watch this, you guys,
on your board, and you can flour your board a little bit.
But okay, it's so much easier.
So what you want to do is you want to take a little lump of dough, maybe a quarter of a cup, a third of a cup, and roll it into a rope like a snake, about a ½ inch in diameter. You can make it fatter or thicker, but just as a rule. And it should be about 8 inches, 9 inches long. Well, that's what I'm doing today. And then in your mind, you want to visualize cutting this rope in thirds. And Sandy's already done because she's so fast. That's all right. You want to cut off, you want to pinch off the last third and make a T like that. All right. And then you want to make a braid. And give the bottom a little pinch and then put it on your tray. And then keep repeating that.
Okay, ready? You ready for my confession? I know you're not supposed to, and Cindy's a food safety expert, and I know she'll probably get mad at me. Every time I make choreg, I always eat the dough raw. Not. I know
you do.
I do,
Sandy.
I know.
Oh my goodness.
I know. No, but I don't eat a lot of it raw. But I just. Like I always eat when I'm cooking. I do. It's a bad habit. But anyway, like I would like just like tear off a little chunk of this and eat it raw. but here's the thing. My tummy never feels good afterwards.
Do you want to know why it's not good besides the fact that your tummy doesn't feel good afterwards?
I thought it was the yeast that was like
that might
expanding in my stomach.
That might be. But this product and other raw baked goods like raw cookie dough, raw cake batter, all have raw eggs and flour, raw flour. Flour is a raw, untreated product that a lot of people are surprised when they think about flour. They just think, oh, it's flour, must be cooked somewhere.
Right.
Flour is not. These wheat grains grow wild out in the fields and the farms, right? Whatever's blowing around, whether it's fecal matter from nearby cows or animals pooping on the wheat, they all have E. coli. And then the wheat is ground up directly into flour, bagged and sold to you.
So flour,
I'm so sorry. You can cut this out if you want. But flour is a raw product, and there have been outbreaks of E. coli from people eating raw.
So it's not the eggs that they tell you not to eat raw, like in cookie dough and stuff like that. It's more the flour?
It used to be the eggs, and then bakers started pasteurizing the eggs. So now it's the flour.
What does that even mean, to pasteurize the eggs?
They heat the egg.
I don't know.
Just like pasteurized milk, they heat the egg up to a really high temperature, like 192.
The raw egg in the shell?
Yep, in the shell or beaten. You know, they crack eggs in large volumes.
That's what pasteurized eggs means?
They heat it up. They physically heat it up to like 192 degrees for like 1 second, less than 1 second.
Did you guys know that?
It doesn't cook the egg, but it kills the bacteria to save
Oh my
lives.
God.
And that's what they do to milk too.
Oh.
So I want to make sure again, Sandy, these folks know how we're braiding these. So again, I just want to go over again.
Do you want me to get a close up?
No, that's all right. Can you see? So I have like 8 or 9 inches. Tear off the last third, make a T, and then make a braid and glue the ends a little bit. Okay?
Well, don't glue it.
Oh, don't glue it.
You just pinch the little ends.
And I also want to mention, you can make different shapes. We have, like right now we have mostly braids going here, but you can make pinwheels. You can just take a long rope. Yeah, you can take, easy, like a cinnamon roll. You take a long rope and you just around one end, you swirl it like a cobra snake and tuck the end underneath and then just put it down.
You said that your grandkids, you would make their initials, right?
Oh, my grandkids,
so I'm
they
gonna make
love
an S.
For Sandy. Yep. They make their initials and then they use the same piece of dough over and over and over again,
So
like Play-Doh. Oh my gosh, it's so fun. So I'm going to make one more braid, and then our next step is to brush these with beaten egg, and maybe you can do that, Sandy. So I've already beaten this egg, and with a pastry brush, just brush the tops lightly.
This will help it get brown.
Yep, helps them brown and gets them nice, shiny, golden looking. And in our kit also, I've included a small package of sesame seeds that a lot of people like to sprinkle on the top.
So Cindy, the only thing they need with this kit, the only thing that's not included in this kit is the butter.
The butter.
And the egg for the top.
Yeah, right? It's like half an egg.
You guys, everything else is included in this. So
right.
So speaking of the sesame seeds, I don't always put sesame seeds on mine. I like it with it. But Mommy used to, Cindy, what was that black thing she would put on top of her choreg?
She called it?
Never liked it. I thought it was gross.
She called it sevgundig.
Sevgundig?
Sevgundig. It's tasted, they're kind of hard little black seeds. They taste a little bit licoricey. And I think the reason you don't like them is they look like little bugs.
No, you know what?
They look like
muggy did.
Oh, like
so,
little
muggy did.
Mouse droppings.
Mouse droppings.
All right. So,
so she didn't include any muggy did or any black
these just have sesame seeds that you can use or not. Sesame, I don't know if you know this, but sesame seeds are now maybe going to be considered one of the major allergens in the United States.
Sesame seeds?
So many people are now becoming allergic to sesame, so it's going to be listed as an allergen.
Oh my God, son!
Just like milk and eggs and
sesame seeds. They just I didn't.
So sorry. So we don't have any allergies in this house that I know of right now. So I am sprinkling.
That was so easy.
Just a little bit of sesame seeds. The oven is on. It's preset to 400 degrees. There's your S. I put sesame on those. Do you want to do some?
That's right.
The sesame seeds is the most fun part, I think.
It is fun.
So then these go in the oven at 400 for 15 to 20 minutes. And that's it. Oh, and I also want to mention, Sandy asked if we have to grease the cookie sheet. No, you don't, because these have enough butter in them that it doesn't need greasing.
So,
okay.
Here's what it looks like.
Put them in the oven.
Okay. Choreg's done. Smells amazing in here, by the way.
Oh. All right. So we have, I'm gonna just put a couple more on this platter there.
So again, when we were growing up, my mother had this all the time, and she would do a spread with cheese, like American cheese, cheddar cheese, olives, cured meats.
Oh yeah, Buster, can we have some? I'm just gonna take a little piece.
Too hot?
It's hot. It's best when it comes right out of the oven.
So yummy.
It's so warm. We eat it with cheese. I love it with cheese. My husband eats it plain. What kind of cheese do you like with yours?
I like American with mine.
American, for some reason, is like traditional in our family.
Yeah. Oh God, so yummy.
This is cheddar we're having. I like anything, and I love olives with it too, but just warm right out of the oven is the best.
You made this so easy for people. Like, I feel like this is like welcoming people into our family and into our culture. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this today, learning how to make choreg. Tell them where they can get the kit, because I want more choreg.
So these are all available at mezzekits.com. And one helpful hint I also wanted to mention, you don't have to answer me. These can be frozen. So once you make a big tray, if you don't need all of them, once they cool a little bit, put them in a Ziploc bag, stick them in the freezer, and they'll last for a couple of months. And you'll have them anytime you need to warm up. But you can get these kits at mezzekits.com.
Thanks for joining us for this Mezze moment. See you next time.
Bye.
Hi everybody, I'm Sandy. Wait, am I saying I'm Sandy Armenian first?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello. We're back again. We forgot to put the yeast in. No, can you edit this? My choreg's on the smaller side. Whoa. Cut this.
Just pinch the little
porch. All right.
So wait a minute. All right. People don't know what a butch is.
They don't know what a butch is either.
No, that's another one of our terms. So when we were kids and my mother would make roasted chicken, right? You know the tail of the chicken? That she always called that's the butch. And that was like, it was all fatty, but she loved the butch. We all love the butch.
It's like the tail.
Okay, note to self, if you're filming a video making choreg, don't wear a black shirt next time. What a mess.